Yeah, so this is a rather lengthy one, but it's illustrative of how not to handle a really bad situation, and this just blew up uh, in the NFL's face, in the Baltimore Ravens' face, and of course I'm talking about the Ray Rice story. So Ray Rice, running back for the Baltimore Ravens, back in February. Ray Rice and his then fiancee Janae Palmer were involved in an early morning fight in an elevator in Atlantic City, New Jersey casino. Atlantic City police say Rice and Palmer struck each other with their hands and refused medical treatment at the scene. They were arrested and charged with simple assault. That was the beginning of this story. A couple of 4 days later, TMZ released a video of Rice dragging Palmer out of the elevator in which the incident occurred.
Unconscious Palmer.
Right. And then in February and March, Ravens, and this is based on a CNN timeline that has more points to it, so we'll leave a link in the show notes so you can see those. So I'm giving you a condensed version for the sake of time, but February and March, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh vouches for Rice's character and credibility at a news conference, and then later to reporters. In March 28th, Rice and Palmer get married. In May, Rice pleads not guilty and enters a diversionary program. In late May, May 23, the Ravens hold a news conference with Rice and Palmer sitting at a table next to each other. Rice apologizes for, quote, the situation my wife and I were in. So he didn't really apologize for hitting her. The Ravens live tweeted the event, including one that reads, Janae Rice says she deeply regrets the role she played the night of the incident. That tweet has been deleted. So she regrets being hit by being in the path of Ray Rice's fist. I mean, what does she have to regret? What was her role? And, you know, they're taking advantage of this situation for promotional purposes, for trying to deal with a crisis situation, rather than dealing with the crisis situation the way they probably should have in the beginning.
Her role was punching bag. That was her role.
Exactly. July, then, the NFL suspends Rice for 2 games. Rice receives a standing ovation from Ravens fans 2 days later. So, you know, we're not just dealing with this situation, we're also dealing with a cultural problem, right? And that's pretty evident. August 28, amid criticism of Rice's punishment, the NFL announces new, harsher policies for domestic violence and other violent conduct. The penalty for a first offense is a 6-game ban under the personal conduct policy, with longer bans for extenuating circumstances. So the NFL is trying to address the backlash from the mere 2-game suspension that Rice received. September 8th, TMZ releases a surveillance footage from inside the elevator showing Rice punching Palmer. Hours later, the Ravens terminate Rice's contract, and Goodell announces Rice's indefinite suspension from the NFL. So the video, I mean, they knew there was video. They knew that he had punched her.
Seen it. They said they didn't see the video, and
but they knew it existed.
Press said we sent it to them. They saw it.
Yep, they knew it existed, and they knew the fact that he knocked her unconscious, right? They knew that happened. September 9, TMZ reports the NFL never contacted the casino to request the video. NFL says they asked for any and all information about the incident, including video from inside the elevator. The video is not made available to us, end quote. September 10, the Associated Press reports that a law enforcement official tells them he sent a DVD with a copy of the elevator video to an NFL office in April, and on April 9 he received a voicemail acknowledging the video was received. So it's blown up, and it should have blown up, but it should have been handled completely differently. And look at, you know, I've said, as much as you know how much I love football, you know how much I love to watch football, play football. I'm a big fan of the game, but I have often said that, you know, a lot of things that happen inside the confines of NFL teams probably are illegal. In any other context. Back in 2009, the New Orleans Saints had a bounty on players to injure them and get them from the game. In any other context, that would be a hit. That would be illegal. You know, so anyway.
Well, then there's this morning's newspaper headline about, I don't even know the guy's name, and the football player who beat his son with a tree branch. And what did he get? Suspended for a game? I mean,
that's an ongoing situation. That unfortunately is my team, the Minnesota Vikings. That was Adrian Peterson, the best running back in the NFL, and yes, he's been not demoted, but he's not going to play on Sunday. So that is still working its way through whatever process it's working its way through. No excuses there. I mean, you need to be able to discipline your children without using sticks.
Well, and obviously this happened publicly enough for it to be on the front page of the New York Daily News. So I mean, these things, they're not worried about what they're doing. When you looked at the video of Rice, dragging Palmer out of the elevator, and he was standing there going, oh, he was kind of looking, going, oh. And there was another guy standing there. I guess he was a security guy or something. And, he didn't have a real reaction. I mean, it was very chilling to see that. But anyway, between that and the brain injuries, football is not my favorite sport. So,
well, I mean, the last point I'll make is that, if it were any other employment context, and you knew that an employee had actually, punched out his fiance unconscious, you'd want to fire him. You don't want that type of person in your environment, among your employees.
Well, Ray Hills is commenting, and he's so correct. Social media has given everybody first row seats in a digital Jerry Springer show. I mean, that, in a nutshell, is what's happening. But the whole world.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like that, be sure to subscribe to the eStrategy YouTube channel to get more great marketing videos. And of course, you can get more great marketing content at trends.e-strategyblog.com for facts and stats on marketing, at e-strategyblog.com for my thoughts about marketing, and of course at eStrategy.tv for marketing videos.